Yet more drama for Strictly this weekend, yesterday actually, in The Sun on Sunday, with actress Samantha Abington really opening up about her alleged suffering at the hands of her professional partner, Giovanni, and all those misconduct allegations.
Yes, so she described the alleged behaviour of her former professional dance partner, Giovanni, as unnecessary, abusive, cruel and mean. And it comes after fellow Italian dancer Graziano Di Prima also left the programme last week after he was accused of kicking former Love Island star Zara McDermott. Well, ex-Strictly professional Kristina Rihanoff spent 8 years on the show and joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning, everyone.
Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming in. I mean, were you shocked at what you heard about this then? Did it come as a surprise to you?
It did come as a shock, especially about Giovanni, because I worked with him on the show. And like I said previously, in my experience in professional environment of group numbers and otherwise, he was always a great person to work with. However, it's very difficult to comment because we never have been with another pro training another celebrity together in the same room. That never, ever, ever happened. So you can't really comment how everyone is with their celebrities.
But did some of the, particularly the male professionals, have, if you like, a reputation amongst all of you for being stricter than others?
Do you know what? Back in my days on Strictly, we always were filmed. Every single second of our rehearsals was filmed. In fact, Christine, she was on the first show I did in 2008 with John Sargent. So she was that year with us also. And, you know, it was kind of a rule. I wasn't explained why, but we always had cameras. We were prohibited to do any practice, any rehearsal with a celebrity without cameras rolling.
Right.
And I think that's the right way, because then it's kind of, the proof is there, what happened or didn't happen, because you can look back at
Well, that's
videos.
what Amanda Abington's saying, isn't it? She's saying that many of these encounters, which she's now complaining about, did take place on camera, and she says she's seen the videos, and she's very happy for the rest of the world to see the videos.
Okay.
Because she says they will prove that what she's saying is the truth.
When I suppose they're yet to reveal those, because then they finally will come to an end of the investigation, because it's been happening for 7 months now. And it is a very long time, obviously. If there are videos, then there are videos. But what I understand that now it's not the case. Not all couples are supervised with the video and camera crew, which I do believe should be there at all times.
Right. Well, and just to make it clear, in a statement, Giovanni's spokesperson has said he refutes the allegations, denies any accusations of abusive or threatening behaviour. He's provided substantive evidence to the investigation and remains fully confident of clearing his name. So you would be calling for sort of, you know, more filming to take place throughout rehearsals. They've come up with the chaperones idea, but now also suggestion about intimacy coaches as well. You know, where do you think it needs to go with this to make sure that everybody's looked after in the way
I've said a little bit about it before. I think what it has to start with is a proper vetting process. When I was offered the show, I had to do a very in-depth interview, had to present all my professional qualifications. I had to present a lot of references from the dancing bodies in America who knew me, under which umbrella I worked. So they had a lot of references, you know, who I am, who I was. I had 10 years of teaching experience, and a lot of people who were on the show with me at that time had the same kind of pedigree. And I think that's very important, because when you get somebody very young who doesn't have experience to teach, because at the end of the day, this is the primary job. You know, there's a lot of great dancers out there. It doesn't mean they're good teachers. And it's not just about in general teaching experience. It's teaching novices, somebody who can't dance. And you can't get frustrated. You just have to be able to deliver information and get the best.
Well, that's
out
a really good
person.
point. I mean, this story's been bubbling under for quite some time now. We've now got 2 male professional dancers who've left the show under a cloud. So, you know, there is that old expression, there's no smoke without fire. So clearly something's going on. And I guess you put your finger on it, really. It's the disconnect, isn't it, between the kind of training that people like you have had since you were little. From the moment you took up dancing and then you turned professional, the way that you're taught is strict. I mean, nobody says that being taught how to dance at your level is an easy ride.
It's a sport. It's
very,
a
very
strict,
sport. Can be quite brutal. And that's the only kind of way of teaching that professionals know. So they're going to use those techniques, which are fine if you want to be a professional dancer, on softies like me.
Correct.
Yeah. And that's the problem, isn't it? That's the disconnect.
Yeah, but teaching is a whole different skill. It's a whole different skill to be a professional dancer yourself or amateur dancer. Of course, you're taught by a lot of great sort of famous dancers in our world, and it is very strict and it is sometimes brutal. But when you come to a show like that, we still have to remember we're not preparing them for World Championships. We prepare them for a TV show. It is very intense, of course, and has a pressurized environment in some way because you want to deliver a good dance. But at the end of the day, it's a light entertainment. So we can't go into that sort of space when they feel threatened and abused. No. We have to be able to teach. This is the primary skill, which a lot of dancers think probably
we had another former pro, Ian Waite, on last week, and he said that female pros can be as bad as the men. So I just wondered, do you ever...
Well, that's lovely of Ian to say.
Do you ever look back, though, and think, oh, maybe I didn't have the right approach, then maybe I pushed someone too far, or, you know, do you ever have regrets about how
maybe John Sargent would say that I was pushing him too hard to drag me across the floor. I don't know. I think it's very hard to come in, like I said, another pro ways of teaching. We've never been with another pro in an environment, you know, just we can't come in. I can't come in. I've never seen anyone teaching another celebrity. Maybe in group numbers, yes, of course. But I don't know, to my experience, because I was teaching for so many years, little kids and then also different ages and different abilities, you kind of understand what needs to be done, you know. And the show is a very kind of difficult environment. When I was kind of thrown into it from the competitive world, I think it actually was my lucky card that I got John Sargent because, you know, I kind of had to strip it all down to the point that, okay, let's just do a little bit of waltz, a little bit of basic, have fun with that, no pressure, just good times. And I think, you know, ultimately that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Would you go back on it?
They haven't asked. I think, you know, I do feel as a female as well, you kind of, I think ageism maybe a little bit there. I think once you have a child and then you move into sort of family life, you know, you're not really interested to be there.
Well, listen, it's been great to have you here and to have your take on what's been going on. We appreciate you coming in.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just to say, the BBC have said they and the BBC studios take duty of care extremely seriously and added our processes on the show are updated every year and will be kept under constant review. And also in regards to Graziano Di Prima, in a previous statement, he has said that he deeply regrets the events that led to his departure from Strictly.
But the BBC inquiry into what's been happening is due to conclude very soon now, so we should be getting maybe some more definitive statements from them in the next few days.